Hello, I'm Andy. Welcome back. Today's video is all about my journey of the carnivore diet for the month of January. I decided to give this a try just because it's an elimination diet. I've been gluten-free for I think 7 years now, and gluten really affects me quite severely. Like, it doesn't even take hardly any gluten, and I could have okay, just warning now. I'm going to be talking about poop during this video too, so if that's something that bothers you, maybe you should wait till the next bus video. But I'm going to go on now. If I have gluten, like, I'm not talking about like eating pizza. I'm talking about the smallest amount of gluten packaged in a facility that also packages. I can get diarrhea for anywhere from 3 to 8 days. It was winter 2015 is when I realized that a normal person doesn't poop 8 times a day, and there was probably something wrong with me. Gluten was the first thing I cut out, and bam, everything went to great to normal. I was quite mad at the time. I really like beer, I like bread, I like pizza, and I was just going to do it for 21 days, and 21 days has turned into what, 8 years now, 7 years, something like that. And so the idea of going carnivore I wasn't cutting out as much stuff as other people cut out, but I definitely wanted to give the elimination of everything else to see how my body reacted to it. Like I said, carnivore is basically an elimination diet. So meat, eggs, salt is the most basic of carnivores. Some people eat dairy with it. I added dairy with it. Some people add fruit. Some people add honey. But really it's almost a zero carb diet, and it's 100% animal based. No fruits, no vegetables, no grains, no potatoes, starches, any of that, rice. Yeah, it's an elimination diet. It takes a lot of things out of your diet, and if any of those things are affecting you. I did leave coffee in mine. A lot of people cut coffee out when they do the carnivore diet. I'm not ready to cut out coffee. I drink my coffee black, so it's not like I had, even though actually adding the cream to it would fit into the carnivore diet. What I did eat was a lot of pork. I ate a lot of bacon. I ate a lot of beef. I ate some venison. I ate some chicken. I did not eat any fish, and I did not eat any... No, that's a lie. I had catfish twice. I did not eat any organ meat. A lot of people say if you add organ meat, it really makes you feel better. I should add some liver. It's not my favorite cut of meat, but it's not my least favorite either. You're supposed to have a high-fat diet, so I didn't have... I mean, I had chicken, but it's not like you're supposed to have chicken every day. You're supposed to have fattier cuts of steak, fattier, 80-20 at least, fatty hamburgers. When I was out and about and working, I'd bring beef sticks with me. I bought beef sticks that had 1 gram of sugar each. They were 200 calories each, beef sticks, because you just kind of have to. I did not have any fast food. Like I said, I'm very sensitive to gluten. If I go to a fast food restaurant, even if I just order the patties, that spatula that flipped those patties has touched a bun before it flipped my patty, or before I'm going to be cross-contaminated. I haven't been able to eat out for years without being cross-contaminated. No matter, okay, a couple of gluten-free restaurants has got me, and totally 80s Pizza must do a really good job, because I think out of 7 or 8 times eaten there, I think only once they've ever gotten me. But I can't go to a fast food restaurant and even order just the patties, because it will get me. Oh, speaking of poop, a lot of people get diarrhea when they start the carnivore diet. A lot of people talk about really bad diarrhea. I had no diarrhea. No diarrhea this month, which I have diarrhea all the time. Like I'm saying, gluten and me do not get along. I get cross-contaminated in ways that you would never expect. And maybe because I haven't eaten wheat in years, and it's the lack of the wheat that's causing the diarrhea. I don't know. I didn't have any diarrhea. You know what I did have, though? I had to wipe 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I have not wiped, not since I was changing a baby's diaper have I wiped that often. It was greasy, slimy, smelly. It was not the best. It did not smell like roses. But it was not diarrhea. I never had diarrhea. I never went more than twice in the same day. And in fact, for the first 10 or 12 days, I stuck pretty close to the carnivore without having hardly any fiber. The first couple days I had a couple of berries each day, but really no fiber. And I found that if I didn't have just a little bit of fiber in my diet, that I would get constipated, and it would take 2 or 3 days before I went. And I'd like to go once a day. I don't want to wait 2 or 3 days. It's not a good feeling. So I found that About the middle of the month, I really started adding fiber and making sure I got fiber in each day. And when I say fiber, I'm talking like 3 or 4 strawberries, half of an avocado. That is it, other than meat for the day. But that little bit of fiber really made everything go good. Should have I kept the fiber out for the full 30 days? Yeah, maybe, but it was like day 12 or 13 that I'm like, I got to do something. This isn't quite working out. I added just a little bit of fiber, and from that point forward, everything really seemed to go good. But the same time I added the fiber was about the same time I kind of got over the keto flu. The first 10 or 12 days was rough. I had very little energy. I had headaches, bad headaches, and I didn't feel good. And I didn't get the diarrhea, but I got the keto flu quite hard. I do look back on it, and I realized the keto flu was just me not getting enough salt. I peed and peed and peed those first 5 or 6 days. Normally, I'll get up in the middle of the night to pee once every 7 to 10 days. It's not a very common occurrence to me. When I started carnivore, I was getting up 2 and 3 times every night. And I was peeing and I was peeing. I was trying to drink a lot too to try to keep up with it, but I just couldn't believe how much I was peeing. Well, I was peeing out all my electrolytes. That was giving me the headaches. As soon as I added I'd add a teaspoon of salt each day to my diet, and the headaches went away. The keto flu went away. So there's like liquid IV and different electrolyte supplements that a person can purchase. I don't drink calories. I haven't drank calories for a couple of years now, so I don't really like the supplements that I put into my water. I want my water to just be water, and then sometimes I'll add a splash of lemon or lime to it, but I want my water to just be water, 0 calories, or, the 5 calories that a black cup of coffee has in it. But that's all I don't drink calories. I don't like artificial sweeteners. I can't stand the taste of artificial sweeteners. I don't like the taste of stevia, so I'm really stuck with just drinking water, and I'm alright with that. I don't need to drink calories. When I quit drinking calories a couple years ago, I lost quite a bit of weight because it's really easy to put 600, 800, 1,000 calories a day into your body drinking them. And I don't think your body can handle that many calories that fast when it comes in like that. Off track. Headaches. Yeah. I was drinking enough, but I still felt dehydrated, and it was just an electrolyte issue. Also, the keto flu, I don't know how much of that was sugar detox, because I was really addicted to sugar. I ate a lot of sugar, and I don't know. Did I get the headache really bad because I was addicted to sugar? People that get the diarrhea are eating more of the wheat products, and people that get both are having both. Maybe, I don't know. That's just, I'm a survey sample of one. I don't really know. But the keto flu hit me hard. I think it was a sugar detox. And digestively, the switch over to carnivore was a piece of cake. During the keto flu, maybe not, but even by like day 3 or 4 and through on, I have a stable energy level all day. I've heard other people talk about stable energy levels. It's, you have no peaks, you have no crashes, you don't get shaky if you haven't eaten by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You get hungry. And as you get, I'll let this truck go by. You get hungry, you eat. If you get hungry and you don't have food there, you wait a couple hours. There's no crankiness or no crashing, no energy, no like, oh, I just ate a bunch, now I need a nap. Unbelievably stable energy levels. My sleep has been terrible. I have not gotten as good a sleep since I went on carnivore. It's better now than in the beginning. In the beginning I had real insomnia issues. Now most nights I can sleep pretty well, but there's some nights I can just lay there for hours. But I'm not as tired during the day, so maybe I'm thinking I need that 8 hours of sleep. And working off carnivore, maybe I should be getting 6 hours of sleep. Back when I was a teacher, if I got 6 hours of sleep, that was a good day. There was a lot of 4 and 5 hour days, so yeah, maybe I'm just sleeping too much and I'm trying to fit too much sleep in. And maybe I should try to cut my sleep back to 6 to 7 hours instead of 8.5 hours. One of the things everyone probably wants to know is, how much weight did I lose when I was on carnivore? And I weighed myself the morning of January 1st, and I was 218 pounds, which is probably 15 pounds heavier than when I left Colorado. And yeah, I wasn't a good boy during the holiday season. I ate a lot of sugar. One of the reasons I really wanted to do carnivore, and I'm going to tell you the truth, once I decided to do carnivore, that last week I was probably even worse than I normally would have been, because I knew that, I got to eat these cookies today because I can't eat them next week. But either way, I went into the month at 218 pounds. I left the month at 202 pounds. So I lost 16 pounds in 31 days. That's really good. A half a pound a day. I don't know if I'd want to lose weight faster than half a pound a day. If I lost half a pound a day. That is no way near the way I lost my weight. I started at 218, and on day 10, I was 202. At day 14, I was back up to 212. And from day 14 to day 31, I lost like the half a pound a day or so to get myself back down to where I am now. It's been a real stable decline from the middle of the month on. But it crashed the weight down. I'm like, wow. And then went back up. But see, that weight loss was with me peeing 3 times a night. That was with the headaches and my electrolyte levels were off. I was peeing out a bunch of water weight that I probably needed. So, in the end, I lost 16 pounds. I'm happy losing 16 pounds. I was 16 pounds down 10 days in. Yeah, I've done that before. I've lost weight because I've been sick and put the weight right back on. That's not the way you want to lose weight. That's not a healthy way to lose weight. Not that the keto flu was a real sickness, but it sure felt like a real sickness. Oh, I think I skipped over when I talked about what I ate. The frequency of what I eat. I find I eat, a lot of times I'll eat once, let's say I ate once on Monday, and then twice on Tuesday, and once on Wednesday. So if on Monday I eat for the first time of the day at 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, I don't need to eat again after that. But then Tuesday I'll wake up and I'll be kind of hungry because I only ate once the day before. So at noon or 1 I'll end up eating a lunch. And then at 7 or 8 I'll end up eating a dinner. And then the next day, well, I had dinner at 8 o'clock at night. I'm not hungry till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So it kind of goes, there's a lot of people that do 1 a day. There's a lot of people that eat twice a day on carnivore. You're supposed to eat when you want to eat. There's a few days that I grazed and I'd eat 5, 6 slices of bacon, and then I'd have, I don't know, a leftover burger patty a few hours later, and a few hours later I have a handful of pork rinds, and a few hours later I would have a real burger patty or some chicken or something. And on those days, I guess those worked too. Those days were just fine too, but I did find that if I just ate till I was full, it would be sometimes till the next day before I was hungry again. When I say eat till I'm full, we're talking like 3/4 of a pound of hamburger. I'll make like one big hamburger patty, 3/4 pound, and I'll put 2 or 3 slices of cheese on that. And it's sometimes hard to finish. And then at that point, I'm full. And if you gave me dessert, I could eat dessert, but I can't eat any more meat. I can't eat any more cheese. And then I don't eat again for a lot of times, like I said, till the next day. I'm not trying to limit my calories. I'm not counting my calories. I'm trying to get as much fat in as I can. And yeah, I just eat when I'm hungry. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat. Today it's 3:26 right now. I haven't eaten yet today. There's a plate of bacon on the counter that Nancy made. There's 7, 8 slices, just beautiful crispy bacon just sitting there. I've been walking past them for a couple hours now. I smelt her cook them. I could have never done that back when I was eating carbs for my energy source. I would have, the cravings of that bacon, I would have eaten it for sure. I'm going to eat it. It's not going to make it the whole day there. But it's sitting there now and I'm just fine. Because Nancy has not gone to carnivore, we have all those things in the house that if I did get the cravings, I could go and eat. Not a lot. We've never had a lot of junk food in the house. But a lot of times there's one package of cookies at a time or, one of something at a time. And yeah, I've stayed away from it all. Ketosis. That's something I've been watching. I've been peeing on these little strips. I was not in ketosis for the first part of the month. And I think it's because I was eating too much meat. I had 0 carbs. And with 0 carb intake, your body goes into ketoacidosis is what I want to call it. I'm probably wrong. I'm terrible at pronouncing stuff anyway.
I'm not a doctor. Don't take my word for it. If you have 0 carbs, sometimes your body doesn't go into ketosis. It actually does the transitions or whatever chemistry it has to do. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. Don't be following this because you think I'm a doctor. This is just my journey through the month of January.
Around the middle of the month, I did some reading on ketosis and found that most people that have a ketogenic diet have between 20 and 50 grams of carbs a day. So I took this advantage to add a sweet snack to usually to my evening. I find that 3/4 of a cup of cottage cheese with a tablespoon of honey, it puts me in the upper 20 carb area, 25 to 30 carbs. And that's the only carbs I have for the day. It's a really good snack. It's as good as a bowl of ice cream when it's the only sugar you have for the day. And it put me into ketosis and kept me in ketosis. Now, like 2 days ago, I came back out of ketosis because I didn't eat enough that day. And what I did eat was chicken. I did not have enough fat. I'm probably going to be back into ketosis by tomorrow. I don't know. This is all new to me. I've never really watched my ketone levels before. I don't know if being in ketosis is important or not. That's just something I'm just watching to see. And 0 carbs, I'm not in ketosis. A few carbs, I'm in ketosis. I don't know what's good or bad there. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. Is this diet sustainable? Could you do it for a long time? If you would have asked me 7 years ago, could you cut out gluten? And at the time I was drinking probably 2 beers a night, 3 beers a night. I really like beer. I like bread. I like pizza. I don't think I could have done it. I know I would have told you no. Because when I first did it for 21 days, I'm like, there's no way I could do this for life. There's no way I could do this for life. And on day like 10 or 11, when I pooped like twice, and by day like 14, when it went to like, wait, you can poop once a day, not 8 times a day. I was actually angry because I'm like, fuck. This means I can't go back to my old habits. That means I really probably have to stick with this. Yeah, 8 years ago, I would have told you no way I could go gluten-free. And even today now, 30 days, 31 days, 32 days, because today is the 1st, into carnivore, I don't think I could do it forever. I am going to do it for the month of February. I am going to keep that, 2, 3, 4 strawberries, half of avocado, tiny little bit of fiber in my diet. I'm probably still going to have the cottage cheese and the honey most nights like I am now. Maybe I'll find another sweet. But I'm going to keep myself under 30, between 20 and 30 grams of carbs a day, which is not 0, but it's what my body, my digestive tract, everything else seems to work the best on after this first month. And we'll see how this second month's, let's see how the experiment goes. Like I said, this is a sample size of 1. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything. I'm just a person who is just documenting what they are trying. This diet has helped a lot of people in a lot of different ways. My gluten sensitivity is so severe that maybe I have other sensitivities. Hot sauce. Hot sauce doesn't seem to bother me. I've had a lot of hot sauce this month. Like I said, I'm not trying to be that strict. But if I thought that there was a real issue, if I thought I was allergic to nightshade, I'd have to keep those peppers and any tomato or pepper product out of my diet. Is this diet sustainably price-wise? If you're boring, I think it is. If you like hamburger patties, and I can eat a lot of hamburgers, it's pretty sustainable. If you think you have to eat steak, it can get quite expensive. If you need like organic, grass-fed, grass-finished steaks especially, I think it'd be a very expensive diet. But if you can just go with a normal grain-finished steak, which I think tastes better anyway, higher in fat. If you buy bacon in bulk, maybe not where you are, but where we are in Tennessee here, I've been able to buy a 15-pound box of bacon for $28. So less than $2 a pound. We just started our 3rd box here. We went through 2 boxes in the month of January, so that's 30 pounds of bacon. A pound of bacon a day probably. So yeah, I think sustainably, if you're going to eat hamburger, I think it is sustainable. We're getting near the end of this video here, and I did not come across the information that I have alone. I've watched hours and hours and hours of videos. Some of the best videos, some of the best people I watched. Michaela Peterson. She is, I don't want to say she's the inventor, but she's done what's called the lion diet for longer than anybody else I know.
I'm coming up on 5 years on the lion diet. Can you believe that? 5 years of only eating beef, lamb, bison, salt and water with the occasional vodka/bourbon. I'll get into that later.
That's a little bit too severe for me, but she swears by it. She says it fixed her arthritis and all kinds of other issues, and I couldn't imagine only having to eat meat, salt, and water the rest of my life. But she's somebody that, if she can do that, I can add a few things to it and do this. Jenny Mittich, she is also another YouTuber. I'd call her a YouTuber, influencer, whatever you want to say. She has been carnivore for, I think, 13 months now.
Welcome to the quick start guide to the carnivore diet. No fluff, no filler, just everything you need to be really successful your first month or 2 on carnivore. I'm Jenny. I've been on carnivore for over a year. This is the video that I wish I had watched before I started this way of eating, and it contains some fundamental information that's really going to set you up for success down the road.
she's very scientific. She wears a 24-hour blood glucose monitor. She goes in and gets her complete body scan. It's called a DEXA scan, and it tells you your bone density and amount of. It's quite cool stuff. And she takes all of this information. She logs how many calories, everything that she's eating every day. It's more energy to log everything that she does. I couldn't do that. I wish I could do that. I wish I could be that person. I'm not that person. But I like watching that person. And if you really want to see someone who dives in head first and has more information than you know what to do with, Jenny Middich is a very informative YouTube channel. And I will have a link to that down below. Another thing I was quite amazed with and I knew about was a study in the 1950s a study in the 1950s where they paid off some scientists to make it look like, for the sugar lobby, paid off scientists to make it look like saturated fat was what was causing heart disease. It wasn't the saturated fat causing the heart disease, but from the 1950s through 2016, that's what the journal said, that's what everything said. And now that that's been debunked, people still don't know that sugar is actually the cause of the heart disease, not the saturated fat. And I will link to that. I'll link to the NPR article below. It's some pretty amazing stuff, pretty deceitful stuff out there. Dr. Sean Baker, he's done carnivore for about 6 years now. He has a lot of information about it.
$4.3 trillion a year on healthcare in this country, and what do we get for it? We got one of the sickest populations in the world. Our life expectancy is going down. Everybody's fat. Everybody's depressed. Everybody's on drugs. It's crazy.
It is crazy, and it's crazy that they don't look to diet as being the primary cause of that.
He's a little bit more... He says it's not for everybody, but you don't really get that from him. He really thinks it probably is for everybody. It's not for everybody, especially the strict carnivore. I find that I need like the 4 strawberries, a half of avocado. I need a little bit of fiber in my diet to make my system flow. And either way, Dr. Sean Baker. I've listened to quite a few hours of him, and I've gotten a lot of information from him. Yeah, there's a lot of others I've watched. I've seen a lot of good stories. I've seen a couple of bad stories. Most people that make it to 30 days have good stories. A lot of people stop before 30 days with bad stories, and if I would have stopped any time in the first 12 days, I would have had a bad story. I would have told you how bad I felt, how lack of energy I had, how my headaches were just terrible. But I didn't stop in the first 12 days. I made it through the month. I told myself I was going to do it for the month, and I feel great. My energy levels feel great. My digestion feels great. I'm going another 30 days. I'll put out another video at the end of February and let you know how it went. I'm going to keep I'm going to keep the small amount of fiber in my diet. I'm going to keep somewhere between 20 and 30 grams of carbs in my diet each day. And I'm going to see how this goes. I'm going to see how the weight loss journey goes. Am I going to keep losing weight? Am I going to get down to the weight that I really want to be, which I'm still probably 20 pounds away from? I got to get below 200 pounds so I can fit my fanny pack on. One size fits all is a 34-inch or smaller waist. So, yeah, I'm right at the point now where it's not quite comfortable to wear, but it's close. I lose a couple more pounds, I'll be able to wear that. And, let's see if I can get down into the 180s, high 180s by the end of February and see where that puts me. See if I end up going a 3rd month on carnivore or if I tweak my diet from there. Well, time will tell. I'm going to have cheat days. I had cheat days with gluten-free. I got to have a Five Guys burger a couple times a year. I'll take a week of diarrhea for a good hamburger or a good pizza every once in a while. But I can't do it more than a handful of times a year, and I'll probably have a handful of cheat days if I decide to stick with this diet in the future too, where I just have to go and I have to have some pizza. There's probably a couple days in there I have to have a couple bumps of whiskey or something too, because... Thanks for watching. If this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, most of my videos is about mine and my wife's life and us traveling. We live in a bus. We are building that bus out. We're in the middle of building it out to become our house. And yeah, this isn't the normal stuff for our channel, but I still like it if you hit that like button, if you hit that subscribe button, and come see where this journey takes me, whether it's my bus journey or whether it's my carnivore journey, or I don't know. Who knows what other journeys have up. I have a couple other ideas in my mind, but we'll see how they go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.